When my wife Sophia and I bought our little lake cabin, it wasn't about showing off or impressing anyone. It was our sanctuary.
A quiet escape from the noise of the city, a place to fish, grill, and watch sunsets in peace.
The cabin sat on the edge of a private lake community where most residents were seasonal. Still, there was an HOA, and like clockwork, the president was none other than Karen. At first, Karen kept her distance. She had made enough enemies in the neighborhood already with her constant complaining about fire pits, boat sizes, and unapproved lawn chairs. But it wasn't Karen who came knocking on my door one Friday evening, it was her son. He looked about 21, tall but with that smug energy of someone who never worked for anything in his life. He didn't introduce himself, he just smirked and said, "So, I heard you've got the best cabin on the lake."
Big deck, private dock, plenty of space. Perfect for a party.
I raised an eyebrow.
And?
Well, my friends and I need it this weekend. You should hand over the keys. We'll take care of it, and you can use it another time. I thought he was joking. You want me to give you my cabin for free, so you can throw a party? He leaned closer, grinning. It's not a request. My mom runs this place. If you don't cooperate, she'll make life hell for you.
So just give em the keys. I letse sie längse hang for a moment. Then I smiled. Sure. VHY, don't you come back tomorrow night with your friends?
I'll have it ready. He fist bumped the air like he'd already won. Knew you'd be reasonable. What he didn't know was that I'm not just another neighbor. I'm the chief of police in our county. And if this kid thought he could intimidate me, he was in for the longest night of his life. The next evening, just after sundown, I parked my truck a few cabins down and waited. Soon enough, cars started rolling in. Beat-up sedans, pickups loaded with beer, kids piling out with coolers and music blaring. By the time Karen's son showed up, at least 40 people were headed toward my dock. That was my cue. I radioed my deputies, who had been on standby nearby. In less than 5 minutes, 3 patrol cars pulled up, lights flashing. The music cut off, and the kids froze like deer in headlights.
Beer cans hit the ground.
A couple of them bolted for the woods, but the deputies quickly rounded them up. Karen's son stumbled out of the crowd, face pale. Wait, you can't do this. My mom runs the HOA. She said it's fine. I stepped forward, badge gleaming under the lights. Your mom doesn't run the law. Ido. The look on his face was priceless. He went from cocky to terrified in a split second. One by one, the kids were ID'd. Half of them were underage, every cooler was full of alcohol, and there were even a few small bags of illegal substances floating around. My deputies took statements while I kept my eyes on Karen's son, who was now shaking. You lied to your friends. You lied to me. And you tried to trespass and throw an illegal party, I said calmly. You know what that means? He stuttered. Please, don't arrest me. My mom will. Your mom won't save you, I cut in. Actions have consequences. He spent the night in county lockup with a misdemeanor charge for trespassing, contributing to the delinquency of minors, and possession of alcohol underage. His buddies faced their own charges. The next morning, Karen came storming into the station, screeching about abuse of power. I handed her the file, video footage, signed witness statements, everything airtight. You should be thanking me, I said, because if I wanted, these charges could have been a lot worse. Maybe you'll teach your son some respect before he ruins more than just his own record. She sputtered, called me names, but deep down, she knew she'd lost. Her son had embarrassed her, the HOA, and himself. After that night, neither Karen nor her son so much as looked in my direction again. Word spread through the lake community, and people finally realized they didn't have to be afraid of her family anymore. And me? I went back to my peaceful weekends at the lake, fishing rod in one hand, coffee in the other, knowing that entitlement doesn't stand a chance when the law itself lives next door.